kid winds up in teen court one of two ways, either through the juvenile court counselor or the school resource officer, because they've committed a misdemeanor. There can be no previous involvement with the criminal justice system.
All rise. This court in and for the County of Dare is now in session. The Honorable Judge, Ms. McFarland, presiding.
You may be seated. Thank you all for coming here tonight. Let's all keep in mind that this is a court hearing, even though it is in a non-traditional setting.
There are many different roles in teen court. The judge is a volunteer from the community, usually an attorney.
Well, I'm the media coordinator at First Flight High School, but prior to going back to school to become a librarian, I practiced law for 20 years.
The bailiff, teen court director, and/or I will ask you to remove yourself from the courtroom. Inappropriate behavior can include talking, whispering, laughing, giggling, and/or outbursts of any nature.
The defense attorney, the prosecuting attorney, the bailiff, and the clerk are all students who have volunteered to participate.
I got involved in teen court a few years ago when I started high school. I had some of my older sister's friends and they were involved, and they told me it'd be a good thing for me to get involved in since I was looking into the law type side when I wanted to go to college. So as soon as I got started, I couldn't stop, and I showed Kelsey about it. So
we both just started out as jury members, but as time went on, all the seniors are going to graduate, obviously, and so they need new attorneys. So me and Shanna decided to do it one day, and now we like it, and so we do it all the time.
It was club day, and I was just kind of looking around at all the different clubs, and one of my friends told me about teen court, and I really thought it was a great experience, like to get people who are young to like learn what they did was wrong through like not actual court. And so I got involved, and now I'm on the leadership team. I just find it's a good thing to do. I just think it's a good way to help the community out. That's why I do it.
I would also like to remind everyone that we are here this evening in the interest of serving our community and achieving justice in our society. We are not here to determine guilt or innocence, but rather to decide the appropriate disposition for these respondents. We should base our decision on the goals of this court: to hold the respondent accountable for their actions, to develop skills and competency so that they can be productive members of society, and to connect them to their community by involving the community in the disposition.
teen court is about showing teenagers that one mess up isn't going to mess up your entire life, that there's ways to be restored back in the community without it ruining the rest of your life. And through contributing to the community, you could almost pay back for what you did. And I think that's a good thing, and I think it's a good thing to teach kids that it's not going to ruin the rest of your life if you mess up once. And our role as defense attorneys is to kind of get to know our clients and get to know what happened and everything, and show them that this is a good way to be restored back to the community.
I feel that it benefits them because it kind of gives them a way like out of actually going to real court, and it's kind of a way to like just pretty much say that they're guilty and like own up to what they did, and then it's a way that we can give them like a fair and constructive sentence without having any like punishments on their record and things. It's just a good way to learn from their experiences, so next time they will not make the same mistakes they did.
Will the jury please stand? Mr. Clerk, please administer the oath of confidentiality.
All right. Please raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm that you will not divulge, either by words or by signs, any information which may come to your knowledge in the course of a teen court presentation? You may be seated.
And will the attorneys please introduce themselves? For the prosecution, please.
My name is Christopher Oakes, and this is my co-counsel, Nathan Greenlee. We will represent the community in this matter.
Thank you. And for the defense?
My name is Kelsey Cheek, and this is my client.
Teen court really helps the kids because it gives them an opportunity not to get a real police record and not to really have to go through the real hardcore process. It gives them a chance to really be evaluated of a jury of their peers. It's a great learning experience for everyone that's involved.
There's just one bite at this apple. This is a diversionary tactic, a sentencing diversionary technique that's used by the juvenile justice system in conjunction with teen court. And if they mess up after this, they go straight into the juvenile system. You have pled guilty to the charge of possession of stolen property, also occurring on May 17, 2014. Is this true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You may be seated. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if any of you has a personal connection with either of these young people that will prevent you from sentencing him fairly in this case, you must remove yourself at this time. Do any of you wish to remove yourselves? That's fine. If you'll just be seated on the other side of the gallery. And these members of the jury that have recused themselves will not partake in the disposition of the case to ensure that we have fairness. Does the prosecution wish to make an opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight you will hear the case.
I think that one of the great values of being involved from the defendant's side is that we're catching kids at an early age and helping them understand the impact of their actions, not just to themselves, but to the greater world, to the other people, to the community. The most important goal in my mind is restoring these kids to the community, and that's one of the 3 stated goals of teen
Please
court.
keep in mind that larceny and possession of stolen goods are serious crimes and must be handled as so, through a fair and constructive sentence in the teen court process.
So,
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Rhodes. For the defense, do you wish to make an opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today you will hear the case of made the poor choice to commit the crime of larceny. He is sincerely sorry for his actions and knows what he did was wrong. Please keep an open mind when you hear the facts of this case. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today you will hear the case of who made the poor decision of taking a bike back to his house that he knew was possibly stolen. He was a smart kid and has a bright future. Please keep an open mind when listening to the account of what happened that evening.
Thank you very much. For the prosecution, do you have any evidence or witnesses that you'd like to introduce to this case?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, we would like to admit the official police report into evidence and publish it to the jury.
Okay, and would you like to read any portion of it for the record?
No, Your Honor.
Maybe? We'll make sure that we're all right. Anything else at this time?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And for the defense, would you like to present your case now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Please state your name and age for the court. Yeah, and as defense attorneys, we help them through this process, and we show them that if you mess up again, you can have some serious consequences, and it's not worth it, because having to go through this isn't worth it.
If they continue to get in trouble after this, what it will be like, so we can kind of share that with them.
Yeah, we can.
You could face the actual courtroom, and you could have it affect you the rest of your life, but this is an alternate option for those who haven't necessarily gotten in trouble a lot. Usually once a teenager has been through the court system, they see that it's not necessarily a place you want to be, especially past teen court. It's definitely not a place anyone wants to be, and I think they get a taste of that, and they get to see that, definitely. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, and do you have any cross-examination for this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. You do understand that possession of a stolen good is an illegal act?
Yes, sir.
And you did try to hide the identity of this stolen bike with spray paint, right?
Yes, sir.
And you do understand that possession of a stolen good can come with a greater punishment outside the school system?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that your actions this day were wrong?
Yes, sir.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, and do you have any redirect for this witness?
No, Your Honor.
Alrighty. Do you have any other witnesses or evidence that you would like to present?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Then the prosecution at this time can present your closing argument.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, tonight you have heard the case of utterly wrongful acts of larceny and possession of stolen item. Need to be held accountable for their actions. To restore them back into the community, I recommend the following constructive sentence: 17 hours of community service and 3 jury duty sessions, and a 1-page letter, an apology to the owner of the stolen item. That's all I got.
Thank you. And would you like to present a closing argument at this time? Do you have two?
We have two separate.
Okay, you can go first if
Oh.
you'd like.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, tonight
It's good on our part because we do recommend a sentence that we think is fair, and also so does the defense, and we leave it up to our jury to decide which one's which.
I want to give some credit to our tough jury. They like to stay on our side most of the time.
okay, jury foreperson, lead us through go down the sentence thing. First, everybody has to do what? Basic training, right? So what's the next thing you want to talk about?
Community service.
Okay?
Yeah, that would be category C, right?
Looks like category C to me, yep.
I mean, he drew on it in Sharpie.
Yeah,
Everybody else did it, but I still didn't. because-
Yeah, I didn't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
he
not allowed
started the
to.
whole thing.
20 hours community service, 3 jury duties, written apology.
I mean,
Brand
I don't think
apology
you should get
school.
20 for just.
All rise.
Okay. You may be seated, except for the jury foreperson. Has the jury reached a unanimous decision? Okay, can I read it? There you go. This court finds the sentence to be fair, constructive, and restorative. Presiding jury, would you please present the disposition?
We, the Dare County Teen Court jury, recommend that the
The
defendant
worst thing that can happen is community service hours and
there's-
get to stick with us for some jury duties and maybe get
a
involved
There's
after.
also a curfew, which we rarely ever do. And honestly, depending on how like the trial goes and like the attitude that the defendant like holds, and if the jury sees that it's like they have a really bad attitude and they don't care, then we can make them go to counseling. Not like make them, but like suggest counseling. I know.
We have videos that they can watch and worksheets,
Yeah,
and that's almost another side of no one wants to be doing that. So they also get another taste
Yeah,
of
they have a
that.
lot. We have research worksheets.
We have a lot of worksheets and videos that we can get them to watch, and I think also just being in the jury is a big part of them not wanting to be back.
I would like to thank you both for being here. Teen Court is an effective way to restore balance to our society and increase the skills of young people like yourselves and to make you true members of our community. I want to thank you very much for your honesty in court today. I trust that you have learned something from this experience, and I don't believe I'll have to see you in court anymore on this side, but only when you're serving on the Teen Court jury.
The experience with teen court is often a turning point in a kid's life. We see a kid come in as a defendant, serve their time on the jury, and then want to become more involved in the program. They serve as defense counsel, prosecutors, clerk, and bailiff, and sometimes even wind up on the leadership team helping mentor their peers.
Kids who are involved with teen court, they have developed into leaders, and that shows in other areas of the school because of the confidence they gain, the skills that they're gaining, mainly just problem solving. And court is kind of where all these highfalutin documents, the Constitution and our laws, really meet, the rubber meets the road. This is where human activity bumps up against what's written down. And the process of going through that and analyzing it makes them better thinkers. It makes them more confident. It makes them more likely to want to be leaders in other areas. So I've seen a couple of the members who are going to be on the leadership team this year also step up and run for student government or become involved. We have at First Flight High School, have a really great new club called the ABC Club, the Anti-Bullying Club. And a lot of the students who have been involved in teen court recognize that a whole lot of why kids end up here has to do with the treatment that they've received all along through school. So they're beginning to see the big picture and try to do something about it in a preventative way, which is really gratifying.
If you're interested in finding out more about the services offered by JCPC or offering to help at-risk juveniles in our community, visit the Community of Juvenile Services page on the Dare County website at darenc.com.